Hey, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Just want to say happy Wednesday. Yes. So, first and foremost, thank you for joining me today. Welcome to my page. For those of you who don't know, my name is Uche Anye Maple. I am a leadership development strategist, and I am the founder of A Guys in Maple Enterprises, which simply means is that my company focuses on two things. The first area of expertise is that we help aspiring entrepreneurs to learn how to leverage their natural gifts and abilities to build their side business without being overwhelmed while they're working full time. And we also help companies and organizations modernize and refocus how they're doing leadership development across the enterprise to lead in today's environment because it is ever changing. Yes. So, for those of you who don't know, my claim to fame is that I was able to retire at the age of 44. And I get a lot of comments and questions on how I was able to do this. Briefly, I was worked in the engineering industry for Fortune 500 companies for the last 22 years. And to be honest with you, through multiple investments in terms of real estate, yep, I did invest in the 401k. Yep, I absolutely did that. But in addition to that, going into real estate and starting my business 2 years before I retired actually became the secret of success for me. And what I did not know is that when I got into the space of starting my business, it is a lot of things that you are not aware of, specifically what to learn and who to learn from. And I wanted to be that avenue, that space for aspiring entrepreneurs, people who are working, and you're just trying to figure out, that you need a new additional stream of income because it is ridiculous and absurd to just rely on one source of income. To have options and flexibility in your life. The best way is what I tell everyone is that one way to have a sustainable side business is to do something you're naturally gifted at and make sure it's something that you like. Oftentimes, we go and try to learn something because things that we're great at, we've had trauma in it. Someone has told us that we're not good enough, or we failed and we weren't able to fail safely. So I'm here to change that narrative and to let you know that you can still do this. You are not alone, and that I will walk you step and step. Which brings me to the fact that next week, November 15th and 16th, I am having a 2-day workshop on how you can leverage your natural gifts and abilities in your business. The biggest thing that is stopping us is fear, which is why I decided to do a 3-day video drop series. So, yesterday I talked about fear and how it impacts you. And what I mentioned is that the fear of failure. Go and look at that video, go and look at it. It has a lot of great information in there. What I'm going to talk about today, in terms of how fear impacts us, is simply the fear of not knowing what to do, the fear of not knowing everything. So because we get in our own mind and we allow our inner critic to talk us out of something, we have a tendency to say, well, if I don't know everything yet, then I can't get started. That's not true. Just like if you went and got your undergrad degree or if you went and got a certification in anything, right? You didn't panic there and you knew that you was going to get a job. You didn't panic. So why are you panicking now? We are in our minds and stopping ourselves from being greater. We are no longer going to be victims. We're going to be victors. Yes? So let's remove that narrative and replace it with belief in oneself, in the manifesting and the changing of the mind. Yes? Yes, yes? Okay, so here is how you can conquer the fear of not knowing everything when you want to start your business. I say this all the time, and it's probably becoming redundant, right? So, the three things that you need to be aware of on how to overcome the fear of not knowing of not knowing everything when you start your business, the first thing is you're not going to know everything. Just accept that. You put a lot of burden on yourself by thinking and feeling like you got to know everything to get started, and you don't. So I just want you, just write down, I don't need to know everything to get started on my side business. And that internally releases a lot of the stress and burden that we put on ourselves. And that way you don't feel as if you have to, it's a race, or, it's, it can get overcomplicated and you get overwhelmed and you just don't do anything. So the first thing is just recognizing that you don't need to know everything to get started. Okay. So that's step one. Step two is be very clear on what you want your business to be. What is it that you want to go into? What industry do you want to go into? Do you want to go into consulting? Do you want to go into coaching? Which is what I do. I'm a coach, and I'm also a trainer. Do you want to go into speaking, where you become a motivational, inspirational, informational, transformational speaker, right? Do you want to host workshops? Do you want to be a baker? Do you want to be a real estate investment? Do you want to be a realtor? What is it that you want to do? Because the clearer you are, the more focused you can be, which would help you put you in a position where you can begin to gain the knowledge that you need. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yep. Okay. So, number two, and this is real simple. Listen, I am not the type of person that's going to draw everything out in anticipation. You're like, oh my gosh. But what I will do is give you the information that worked, because it worked for me and it has worked for other clients as well. Okay. So the second thing on how to overcome the fear of not knowing everything is to get clarity in what you want your side business to be. So number two, write down what it is you want to start a business in. Yes? Okay. The third thing that you want to do, and probably I can't even say the most important thing, it's really just, you just want to make sure that you are aware in it, you are aware of it, right? A lot of times, and this is what I want to ask everyone who's watching, when you were in training for anything, were you obsessing over not knowing everything? So I know for me, when I started working, let's just say when I started working in engineering, they put me in a program, a 6-week project management training. It was no stress. And when I say no stress, it's because I didn't put that stress on myself, because I was learning. So no matter your age, remove that negativity from your brain, because at any age you can learn something new, and it's okay to ask questions. Oftentimes we have a tendency to make people feel bad because they are older and they're asking questions. Yeah, because just like you had to ask questions, we're going to ask questions. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So the third thing that I want you to do, so let's go over it. Number one is to just write down and accepting, I don't know everything. Right? The second thing to do is to get clear on what side business you want to start. Yep. So you write that down. What is the side business you want to start? And then number three, what I want you to write down. So this is going to help you relieve the fear of not knowing everything. Number three, write down 5 things that you want to learn about starting your business. Okay? Write down that 5 things. And now you're probably like, Uche, what I got to do next? come to the workshop. The workshop, we will go more into how you can leverage your natural gifts and abilities in order to start your side business so that you know how to use what you're naturally gifted at so that it's not overwhelming or stressed out. Okay? All right, everyone. I will see you tomorrow for the 3-day, 3-part video series on how fear is preventing you and impacting you as an aspired entrepreneur from starting. See you soon. Bye.